Hey friends, welcome back to another video. My name is Tema and welcome to my booktube channel. Today I have a small reading blog for you guys. I have a few to choose from on the list. The first book that I know I'm gonna finish in this blog is Daughter of the Forest by Juliet Marillier. I am 100 pages in already and I'm loving it so much. In this book we follow our main character Sorsha. She is the 7th daughter and she has 6 other male siblings, and they have a beautiful, lovely dynamic. They love each other, they're magically connected and intertwined, and it's beautiful. We also have a very atmospheric setting. It's very magical and very whimsical. Now unfortunately her father gets bewitched by her stepmother and her brothers get turned into swans. Sorsha is forced to leave her home as she is tasked by the magic folk and their queen that she needs to go on a quest into a magical forest in order to break the curse and heal her brothers. One thing I know about this book is that it has a very important romantic subplot, and apparently that romance is very cute, it's very wholesome, it's very endearing, and it's magical, and I'm just really excited to keep reading the book. It definitely has more of a traditional fantasy vibe, so the magic here just makes me feel so happy, so I'm gonna finish this book for sure. Next up we have The House Witch. It's a cozy fantasy story following a male protagonist. He's the royal cook in the kitchen. He's obviously a witch. He's working under a secret identity that slowly but surely gets uncovered, and then he finds himself intertwined within casa politics while also experiencing a very cute romance with another character. And I think I'm for sure gonna read this book as well. It just sounds very good and I think I'm gonna need something cozy. Those are all of the options, but for now I'm gonna go and read some Daughter of the Forest and give you an update later. Okay, so now I have read quite a bit of Daughter of the Forest. I have read about 160 pages and I'm ready to give you guys a little update. My first impression of the book as I started reading it was that the writing was just beautiful. It's not necessarily like it's not too lyrical, but it's nostalgic and it's magical. It's very, very atmospheric. It really helps the reader kind of get into the story and be fully immersed with these characters. She's able to write an amazing dynamic and relationship between Sorsha and all of her brothers. So I'll tell you a little bit of what's going on without really giving you any spoilers or any major spoilers. Basically, our main character Sorsha, she is I think 6 at the beginning of the book, and then we follow her and her brothers all the way up until Sorsha's 13, her brothers being a little older because Sorsha is the smallest of the siblings, and we do so in a gradual way. So within the span of 100 pages, these people grow up or these children are growing up, but you don't feel it as if it was a time skip like 6 months later or like 1 year later. It's very gradual and smooth, and then you're at one point in Sorsha's life and her siblings' life, and then out of nowhere you just find yourself in another point in their lives of another year, of another season, and it's very beautiful because through doing that we are able to see why the relationship matters and why they have the dynamic that they have. We also get to know the personality of the other siblings, and they're all magically connected and intertwined. The biggest thing we're focusing on with the first 100 pages is that every sibling is at a different age. Again, Sorsha being the smallest one, she starts to see a lot of change within her brothers. They're coming of age, you know, so they're going through their own challenges. They're also very neglected neglected by the father, so that makes their relationship dynamic even more special. But I love the way that we see these characters at different points in their lives, and it's challenging and it's nostalgic because they don't get to hang out the way they used to when they were little, but you still see the love they have for each other and the interconnected magical elements of each sibling. And there's a lot of mystery, a lot of magical elements that are very mysterious, like we don't know why these siblings are connected or what the purpose is, but certain siblings have certain magical powers, and they're very, very subtle because they're little, they don't understand. And I'm so curious as to what's gonna happen next. About 100 pages in, we also kind of start to figure out who the stepmother is, or how dangerous she's gonna be for the siblings, and how she's a threat because she believes that the siblings are a threat. And we're getting into more complicated territory. The siblings kind of got Sorsha involved in something that you could say would be considered a little bit treasonous by their father. And Sorsha gets involved with another character, and their dynamic is beautiful. I don't know if that character is going to be the love interest, but right now she's 13 and he's also around that age. So I don't know if we're going to see him in the future or if it's even going to be him. But just based off of the moments that these two characters share together and the complexity of everything that they went through, already makes me feel like he should be the love interest, because if it's not him, I'm gonna be a little bit sad, although I'm sure the love interest will be great either way. But we will see what happens. I'm enjoying it. I wish I could binge read this so much, but right now I have to go pick up my mom from work, and then me and my boyfriend need to go to the library to renew our Libby cards and yeah, do all that fun stuff. I'll definitely take you here with me, but I will give you guys another update once I read a little bit more of Daughter of the Forest tonight. It's another day. I got some reading done last night. I read about 150 pages. It passed the halfway mark slightly, but I still have lots to read. But it looks gloomy outside and I think it might rain, and I am so happy because I want to finish this book as soon as possible. I definitely have updates and I definitely need to tell you stuff because all hell broke loose right after I gave you my last update. So what happened was I gave you my update. I went to the library to renew my library card. We came back home after getting a snack. I started reading. Literally 4 pages later, the stepmother starts, stepmothering in fantasy world. So she's very evil, and she's just so evil. And I don't know, it made me feel all types of things because you've been with these characters since, for example, Sorsha was 6 years old up until when she was 13 years old. They're still kids and you still felt like you really got a connection with them within the first 100 pages of the story. And to see them go through so much breaks my heart. The stepmother starts targeting them individually. Like, she just starts to hurt them where it just really gets, like, she hits them where it hurts them the most, right? And so again, I don't know, you feel all kinds of things as the reader, just having all of these characters go through horrible things, and you just feel so bad. I wanted to cry so bad yesterday just because of everything that was happening. The tone of the book certainly changed. I'm still loving the book so much, or slightly even more, but the book definitely takes a change in tone into something darker and painful, heart-wrenching. I also feel bad for telling you yesterday that it was going to be an epic adventure quest through the forest. No, it's still a quest. You still are in a magical forest, but it's not adventurous. Lots of things are happening to our characters. I completely forgot about trigger warnings. Like, there are trigger warnings here, and maybe if you're sensitive, you should definitely check those out. I completely forgot about the trigger warnings, and when stuff happened to our characters, like, I was just not necessarily in shock. I really appreciated that the author didn't use these moments, these traumatic moments and experiences just to give the characters like character development or use them as some sort of shock factor, which I always appreciate, and I always despise when an author just does things to their character as a way to just give you like character work, which that just feels so lazy to me. So yeah, it was very painful to just kind of see what these children are kind of going through, right? So yeah, it just makes everything even more painful. Like, just things just escalate, and it's not an easy quest and it's not an easy task, but the characters must get through it, and they must endure, and they must survive. It tugs at your heartstrings. It's just, I don't know, there's a lot of nostalgia as well, because obviously, you know, they miss a lot of things from their childhood and stuff like that. But yeah, that's just how the tone of the book is right now. Another thing I totally missed was the love interest. I thought the love interest was going to be someone we met earlier, but he's not the love interest. It's actually another person, and this new person is definitely great. I am excited to see how their relationship progresses and develops, but again, I think everything is just taken with so much awareness and care. We also get to see the characters process lots of the stuff that's happened to them, and they also take their time processing those things, and people outside of them give them space for that to happen. But now, reading more into the book, this is definitely more of a dark fantasy. It's still cozy and it's still heartwarming. It's weird to explain. It's kind of weird to say it's cozy while also being dark, but that's just how it feels. And the writing is spectacular and I'm loving it. So hopefully I'll get to read at least 100 more pages tonight, but we shall see, and I will give you another update once I come back.
They want to. Ahora sí se quedó un montón.
Hi, I have finished Daughter of the Forest. I actually finished this a few days ago, but I wanted to just really sit with the ending for a while, process my emotions, my feelings, and wait until my mind and my soul were out of the story and I was here back in real life. As you can tell, it was a very immersive experience. I think where the book really shines is through its beautiful, beautiful writing style and the characters and the story and the plot and everything. It was very easy for me to get attached to every single character. Like, it doesn't give you a choice, because at the beginning of the book you get these beautiful experiences that feel so real, to the point when you get to the middle of the book, bad stuff starts happening, all the complicated things, all of the challenges that all of them have to go through. You really feel for these characters. So again, a very immersive experience, and all of the plot lines are getting their conclusions and their endings, and these characters are also getting their conclusions and the ending, and the way it's delivered to the reader makes you feel very emotional. The ending to become this bittersweet, very sentimental moment for the characters, but also for you as the reader. It stays true to its story and to the characters, and I really appreciate that. It's definitely going to become maybe in my top 10. I'm not sure about my top 5, just because I didn't particularly devour the love subplot that we had in the story. But it was still very good. There was nothing wrong with it. And even the darker topics, the darker things that were talked about in the book were done with so much care and awareness, and they weren't used as a tool for like some sort of character development or anything crazy like that. But if you are sensitive to trigger warnings, definitely look them up, because they're not easy things to read. So if you're sensitive to trigger warnings, definitely check them up. Yeah, you let me know if you read the book or if you're planning to read it. But I absolutely loved it, and I am excited to read the second book as well. I'm editing and I'm at 15 minutes. That's the most I can post on YouTube since I'm just starting out. I won't be able to show you the footage for this book, but I did read it and it was very cozy. It was very funny and I really enjoyed it. It delivered everything it said it would. And so I think I'm gonna stick to one book per video. Reading Daughter of the Forest was such an awesome experience. It was a 5 out of 5 star for me. And yeah, making this vlog was also very fun. Let me know if you enjoyed it. But until next time, I will see you on my next video, guys. Bye. Bye!